Morning, this is Mr. Willie in West Virginia. It is September the 17th, 2019. It is a Tuesday here in West Virginia. Um, my scriptures in my planner says, praise the name of God forever and ever, for he has all wisdom and power. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the scholars. And that's out of Daniel 2. Um, this morning, I just wanted to kind of share a quick word, really, honestly. I hope it's a quick word on the fact that it appears to me that so many people are struggling. Um, I actually was at a meeting last week and introduced myself, and usually you tell people what you're struggling with, and I really honestly didn't have anything I'm struggling with. Um, Today I'm thinking about it and trying. It's almost like in your mind, we're in a world where everybody's struggling, to where you're trying to figure out what it is that you should say you're struggling with, even if you're not struggling. And that's not to say I haven't had times of struggling, but right now, um, if I could honestly say I'm struggling with anything, it's just with my diet, with eating, because God has me still, and when you're still in a house most of the day, you're going to end up at the refrigerator, or even when it's empty, or you're going to end up in the pantry trying to figure out something to snack on. um, and that's the only really struggle I have. Internally, everything's good. My trust in God is good right now. My understanding of what he's doing in my life is good. I mean, I'm resting in him. And it's not a place that I end up staying because I end up getting busy. I've been in these areas before. I've been in places where I wasn't struggling, and most of the time, it's for me right now, being single, my children are all kind of moving forward to some degree. They're not all perfect. They're not all where I would like them to be, or probably where they want to be. But I'm not wrestling with God about anything. I've decided to really honestly be still and just relax and let him be who he is, and me just be me. Um, and that's be you, and don't worry about trying to be like someone else. Stop worrying about even trying to compare yourself to people in the Bible. I have people in the Bible that I definitely associate myself with, but I also know that they were in the Bible because they're an example to me, to show me that, what, even though people were messed up, God still loved them. Jesus still showed up at people's houses and in places where people were to kind of minister to them. I think of the man that was lame for 38 years, I believe, at the pool of um, Bethesda, I believe it was. And Jesus came up on him and asked him, some questions, and the guy gave him some excuses why he couldn't get healed. And you know what? Jesus healed him. Jesus commanded him to stand up, take up your bed, and walk, and the man did. He'd been in that condition for 38 years. How many of us have been in a condition for many, many years? I mean, I don't have any maladies other than eyesight that I've had most of my life. And every once in a while, I take off my glasses and look around to see if maybe I can see things clear, because I always believe God can come along and heal. I believe God does miracles. I believe God can come and touch our hearts and change everything that we're going through. I believe God can come along and do something that we can't, because he's way far beyond. His scripture says that his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are definitely not our thoughts. And most of our problems is that we have these thoughts. We're in our heads way too much. And the society we live in kind of commands that you have all this stuff going on in your head all the time. And you can't, like, shut it down. When I was younger, you played all day, you came home, you ate dinner, you hang out with your mom and dad for a while, you went to bed, and you slept. And I'll be honest with you, sleeping's been my gift. I don't have a problem most of the time. If I'm laying awake, it's because I'm supposed to be praying for somebody, or it's because I've got way too much stuff on me. And I've learned to say no in this season. I've learned to tell people I can't do that, or no, I don't have the time, or I don't think I can work that into my schedule. And it's not that I don't want to help people out, but I'm one person, and I'm getting older, and my body's not allowing me to do the things I used to do. So I've got to learn how to say, no, maybe you need to find someone a little bit younger, a little bit stronger can do that. You know, when I have a truck and a trailer and I've always got people needing stuff moved or needing something, and I try and do it when I can, but the truth of the matter is that the older I get, the wiser I'm getting about what I am able to do. You know, there's been several movies where I think it was Cool Hand Luke, the first time I ever heard it, said one of the characters says a man has to know what his limitations are. I know what my limitations are. I know God can do above those. So I have to depend on him and not depend on my strength or depend on my wisdom or my knowledge or how whatever I think about myself, because God can do exceedingly abundantly above all I ask or imagine according to the power that works in me. And that power can be a lot of different things that's working in me. Sometimes it's just kind of it's my faith, sometimes it's my love, sometimes it's my peace, sometimes it's the joy I have. But God, he can do above anything I could ever think about or imagine. My problem and your problem is letting him. So, with that all being said, it's very early this morning. I woke up very early. I got a bunch of stuff to do this morning, and hopefully I can get it all done and maybe relax a little bit. But this is Mr. Willie in West Virginia. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. Have a great day. Shalom.